Well, hey everybody, welcome back to Wander with Will, where I'm cold and wet, but I'm doing a 24-hour survival challenge. No food, just plenty of water because I'm next to a stream. I'm gonna attempt to stay warm, stay dry, and stay happy while I survive for 24 hours out in nature. I hope you guys enjoy. All right, guys, I've been walking for a little while now, trying to find a place to build camp, and this looks like the best place to me. It's already got a fire ring here, so obviously there's other people that have camped here. It's been raining all day, everything's wet, and really the first thing I'm focused on right now is to get some kind of tarp up so that way I can stay dry. So I'm gonna put a tarp up and call this home for the night. It's got some nice level ground, and before the rain starts coming back in really hard, I wanna make sure to at least have a place to stay dry. I'm okay with being wet, I'm okay with being cold, I'm okay with being hungry, but wet, cold, and hungry is gonna test. I'm gonna go ahead and set up a tarp, and that way I can stay dry and keep my gear dry. All right, so you can see that I have pretty much a tarp up now, so I'm gonna be able to, if it starts pouring, stay dry. I'm gonna be able to keep my gear dry for the most part. That's the most important, and then from there, now I gotta make sure that I get this all tightened down, basically, and I think what I'm gonna do is have a ridge pole right here to keep this up, so that way I can have a little bit more of an opening. So I'm gonna need something to put as a ridge pole right here. So I'm gonna look and try and find something. See how that works. I think this is going to work, at least for the time being, just to get a little bit more, you know, a little bit higher so that I can walk in and out of it. All right, so there's that. Everything's soaked. Leaves are soaked, the ground is soaked. It's been raining pretty good. The great thing about this though is we're learning as we go, right? Learning as we go. All right, one more tent stake, and I think we're good. All right, time to move my stuff in now. I forgot a pillow, so that's probably gonna be my pillow tonight. Okay, let me go grab my camera bag and then I'll bring that in here. And I think we should be good. I'm gonna get out of the chair and that way I have a place to sit. And then, yeah, should be good. Whew! All right, so it's 45 degrees Fahrenheit and I am burning up. I mean, just out here doing stuff to get everything set up for tonight. And I'm way warmer than I thought I was gonna be, so I may have to shed some layers. I already took my hat off because it was just not gonna work. It's the hottest part of the day is right now. So it's not gonna get any warmer. It's only gonna get cooler from here. Now that I got my chair up, look, my chair, woohoo! Now that I got my chair up, which is like a luxury out here, right? I mean, anytime when you can sit someplace that's not on the ground, that's called a luxury. But now that I got my chair up, I need to start gathering some firewood. I don't know how hard or easy it's gonna be to start a fire because everything's soaking wet. So I have a feeling this is gonna be a big challenge. And once night comes, it is gonna drop to the 30s. So I definitely wanna make sure that I have a good bit of firewood to keep the fire going. Time to go on a firewood reconnaissance mission. Gather firewood. I'm gonna look and see if there's anything that's dry. And if not, I'm gonna have to go with what's wet. Got some firewood, all of it was on the ground. All of it, which isn't good. You wanna find, twigs that are on trees that are dead and that are in the air. And it looks like this place has obviously, it doesn't have any of that. So all of this is the firewood that I've collected. All of it's on the ground. I might have to go out further than what I was initially thinking in order to get the wood. What do? Do you continue getting firewood because you know you're gonna need more? Or do you try and get a fire started with what you have and then go collect more firewood? Because I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get a fire started. So I think what I'm going to do is try and get a fire started. But if it rains again, it's going to be not good. So I have limited gear. It's not like I brought everything. With it beginning to sprinkle again, I think what I'm gonna do, because I have plenty of layers, I really don't think I'm gonna be cold tonight. I mean, if anything, I may be a little chilly, but I'm not gonna be to the point where it's dangerous. So I think what I'm gonna do, just relax, see what the weather does. Obviously, if the rain comes back, I do not want to have a fire built. So I'm just gonna relax for a couple minutes. So what comforts do you need in order to have a good time outside? I think that's a question everybody has to ask, and I think it's up to them. There's nothing wrong if you need a camper to have fun outside. There's nothing wrong if you want to have heat in the winter and AC in the summer. There's nothing wrong with that. There's something inside of me, though, that just loves being outside. Maybe it's because I work a lot inside and I work a lot behind a desk. So when I have the opportunity to get outside, even though it's raining, even though it's cold, I just relish it. I absolutely love it. I think once the rain stops, I think what I'm going to try and do so what I just remembered is I actually have an alcohol stove on me. So I don't need the fire except to stay warm. The alcohol stove can boil my water. So I think I need to get some coffee going. That's gonna help a lot. I love me some coffee. So I picked up something. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but I figure I'd try it. These flip open, and then it sits right down inside my cup there. So, just put coffee in here, pour the boiling water on top of the coffee, and it should be good. This is living large. Having coffee on a survival challenge. I mean, everybody's got their limits, right? I gotta have my coffee. So, judge me if you want, but that's my comfort. Coffee. So let me tell you what's going on right now. I think the rain will end in another couple of hours. Once the rain ends, I'm gonna have to make a decision on whether I can get a fire going or not. If I can't get a fire going, what I'm gonna do is bring down this tarp to create more of like an A-frame structure. So that way it'll help to keep my heat inside the tarp whenever I start laying out my bed and going down for the night. I hope I can get a fire going, but it's just been pouring. So with everything being wet, I mean, the rain started, last night, and it rained throughout the night. So if I can't get a fire started, that's okay. I think I'll still be able to stay warm. The only thing is my pants are wet. My pants are wet and my shoes are wet, and I would love to be able to get that dried before I go to bed. But we'll see. It's a survival challenge. It's not about being completely comfortable. It's about showing different ways to make yourself comfortable when you're out here in nature. Starting with a cup of coffee. So sunset is in a half hour. It's starting to get dark, you know, but not like crazy dark. You can still see. And I have a headlamp and one small lantern. I'm hoping that the rain will stop before the sun goes down. So that way I can get a fire going before the sun goes down. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? It's just one of those days where you just get to chill. This isn't a video where you do a lot of stuff. This is survival. You just power through, you know? All right, guys, I've made the necessary changes with my tarp, so as you can see, it's more of an A-frame now. And not only that, but check this out. Inside, that's what it looks like. And I still have enough headroom where I can sit in the chair. Look at that chair. Look how much headroom. So that's a good thing. Bad thing is, check this out. You notice how it just went off? I just turned it on. What do you mean it went off? Apparently, I must have forgotten to charge it. That means, in terms of light, I have my lantern and I have my flashlight on my phone. Improvise, adapt, overcome. That's what it's about, right? All right, guys, it's still misting. But I think this is going to be the best opportunity we have for a fire. I do have something that I want to talk to you about, and it is a stellar way to start a fire. I mean, these things, they burn whether they're wet, whether they're in snow, it doesn't matter. Mini Inferno disc. We're going to see if we can get a fire going with this guy. What you do is you tear this guy in half, you expose some of the fibers, and it's a little disc with wax and stuff like that. And then what you have to do is add a spark to it. So, all right, there we go. So now it's started. So now we're gonna see if we can actually get something going here. I'm putting wet wood all over the top of it. Hopefully, this Mini Inferno will be able to get this going, and I'll be able to throw some of this other stuff that I have over the top of it. I don't know if it will or not, but we'll see. Well, guys, I had a little fire. And then it started raining a good bit again. So I'm back underneath the shelter. No fire for us tonight. All right, I'm in dry clothes. I feel much better. Let me tell you some of the mistakes I made in case you're wondering and you want to learn from somebody like me. Number one mistake I made is I was outside in the rain too much. So the jacket, my rain jacket that I was wearing is still soaked. And because I don't have a fire, I can't dry it. That was my plan. It was to dry some of my stuff, my boots and my rain jacket by the fire. Well, I'm planning on using that jacket as a blanket. So unfortunately, that's not gonna work now. So I don't have a blanket. I'm dressed in layers. I got thermals on, so I might get cold, but it won't be too bad. That's the number one mistake. Number two mistake, no gloves. Man, it would have been so nice to have gloves because my fingers are cold, my toes are cold. So it would have been nice just to have a pair of gloves in my bag, and they take up no room. So next time I will remember to pack gloves. The next thing that I learned is I originally started in this shelter very close to this wall. So I had my pad literally right here. Well, I thought that would be a good idea. The problem with that is there's moisture on the underside of this tarp. I don't know if it's because of condensation, because I know that happens when it's cold out and you're camping, or if it's just coming in and out of here and the rain from my rain jacket got underneath the tarp. So what I had to do is pull my pad out a little bit more, and that way I can sit up without brushing the side of the tarp and getting soaked on my dry clothes. And then the next thing I learned is, you see where my packs are? You see that? It's at the end of my little thermarest. And the reason I had to put it that way is because my thermarest is not long enough, obviously, right? It's small, it's compact. So it's long enough that if you're laying on your side, kind of in the fetal position, you're all on there, but I'm gonna kind of spread out, you know? I like to take my legs and put them out a little bit. And so that means I'm well off the thermarest. So these are just certain things that you learn, and that's why you do these challenges, right? I mean, it's part of the adventure is figuring this stuff out. You got to learn what works, what doesn't work. What do you need? What do you not need? So all that to say, I'm so glad that you guys are joining me for this adventure. I hope you don't find it boring. I hope that you can learn from my mistakes, and I hope that you decide maybe to do something like this yourself one day, to get out in the woods with minimal gear and just enjoy it. Did you know for as little as a cup of coffee a month, you could get access to exclusive details about where I camp, exclusive videos, and you could be part of the wanderers that are here with Wander with Will. So I've started a Patreon. If you want to help support the channel, you can subscribe to become a patron. And I would love to have multiple people that enjoy this content so much that they're like, hey, we want to help you come out with new content. If I can get some, then I'll definitely be doing more survival challenges like this. And, you know, we can enjoy the outdoors together. For now, I'm just going to hang out underneath the tarp and probably listen to a podcast, read some scripture, and just chill, spend some time with the Lord. Good night, everyone. Good morning, everyone. That was, without a doubt, the worst night of sleep I've ever gotten being outside. My nose is cold. My fingers are cold. My toes are cold. My hips hurt. My back hurts. Everything is hurting right now. I probably slept 2 hours. Oh, and it's still raining, man. That's what outside looks like. I had to put on my boots because my feet got cold. I'm gonna get up and start to pack everything up and get out of here. So thanks so much for watching. Appreciate you guys sticking around to the end. yeah, get outdoors. It's a blast, except when it's raining and cold and you're hungry. Otherwise, it's awesome. See ya.